Hello, people of Earth. Welcome to the Two Aliens podcast. And now, your hosts Noman and Nabil.
Lots of crazy shit happening around, man. Did you get to hear about the Jeffrey Epstein story?
Oh, that one, yeah, oh my god,
Oh my God,
indeed,
right.
that's crazy one. That's indeed crazy story, man.
I mean, Nabil is the in-house conspiracy theory specialist, so I would let him continue. I would let him lead on this.
Then what I followed about that guy is
First, to give a little background
Yeah,
on
that's what
Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm gonna give it that one. Actually, I was gonna tell you about that. So yeah, basically Jeffrey Epstein started off as a maths teacher. And
Math teacher?
Yeah, exactly. That's the surprising part actually. But he had some. He tried to change his profession, and he was able.
Well, I mean, I understand. If you're a teacher, your prey is like around you all the time. It's just fucked up.
Yeah, you can say so, man. You can. But anyways, moving on. So this guy got in touch with tried to make some friends in the upper echelons, like of businessmen actually. So he approached this one company, and over there he became good friends with them. With this one dude over there.
What type of company?
Sorry.
What type of company? What type of company?
Basically, he was asking to change his profession to look for a better job. So he
Ah,
was
you mean something of like those financial
exactly,
positions
exactly,
which don't really have any significance. You just have to have money, right?
exactly. Yeah. So the thing is, the next thing what happened was this guy. Okay, he told him, okay, I'm gonna introduce you to other upper elite guys. Okay, and once he did, then his friend introduced.
So by elite, sorry to cut you short, but by elite, what do you mean? Like politicians, businessmen?
You can say businessmen, okay, and
Politicians, lobbyists.
even fashion designers. I'm telling you.
Wow.
So this guy, then afterwards, his friend introduced him in that way, and then he told those people that this guy Epstein can do a better job on managing your finances and all that stuff, especially the tax part. I mean, like these politicians, these businessmen, are trying to evade the tax organizations and all that stuff, whatever we call them. And so he was telling them that Epstein guy can transfer your money abroad in a safe haven thingy place, where you cannot get prosecuted for all that stuff. You can avoid paying taxes. So after gaining their trust, after working for them for many years, became popular, became rich. Later on, he started buying properties and stuff. People say that he bought 2 islands. He has a flat in France, apartment or something. He has a place in Miami also, where he was doing all his dirty work and stuff. So
Living the rich life.
yeah, exactly. The guy changed, man. It took him some time, but he changed afterwards. And
You're making it sound like it's a success story.
okay, I shouldn't be laughing on this shit because this is bad stuff. Yeah, but
it's actually very pretty dark shit.
yeah, it's gonna get darker actually. Okay, here's the worst part because he started holding parties and stuff.
Okay, for his elite friends.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Okay.
to become more popular among them. So in the beginning, Donald Trump also showed up over there. At that time, he wasn't into politics and stuff, but he was just a businessman. He came over there, and according to Trump, he was saying that he did not used to get involved after whatever after parties were going on. So then afterwards, I think in 2008 something, there was news broke out, and that Epstein basically was doing child trafficking, and especially of girls, and he was also doing prostitution and stuff. He was basically involved in that racket. So later on, the FBI guys came, they caught him, they put him in prison and stuff. The case happened in the court, but the guy came out because of lack of evidence or something.
What?
Yeah, that sounds really bizarre. Even the judge later on, the guy who retired and came outside, and said like there was pressure behind, like the guy.
There was political pressure for him to.
Yeah, because Epstein is not the main culprit. They are the main guys. The main bad guys are the ones who are behind them, who are standing, who's controlling them. Because he's just a puppet. The puppet masters, the people who are behind them, they are the ones. So they are afraid that if this guy leaks out their information, their names or their finances, is going to be a huge mess up. So that's why he escaped the prison sentence. He served some time, but then he got out.
How long did he serve?
I'm not exactly sure, so I cannot comment on that. Maybe months or maybe less than that, something.
Whoa, man, that is fucked.
Yeah, but it was. I think it was less than 6 months. I guess something. If I'm correct. If I'm
But
wrong,
did he have to register as a
sex offender.
yeah?
That happened afterwards, actually.
Okay.
Because afterwards he changed. He started having all those. What happened was basically he started inviting over to his place underage girls.
Again,
Yeah, and then you should say that I'm just gonna invite you over from I'm gonna pay you just for the massage thingy. So just come over here, and at the end of the day you're gonna get money. You can pay for your college fees and all that stuff. So the girls, they were naive, and then they agreed. They used to go to his islands and all that stuff, those posh areas. And it was not just him who was alone in this racket. There are other names.
yeah, of course. I mean,
So
yeah.
even there's a queen in UK, and her son actually is also involved in this shit. So I forgot the name actually.
Prince Charles,
No, not Prince Charles, the other one.
his brother.
Yeah, his brother actually. His name also popped up because there was a clip of this guy. In this clip, basically, there are two girls coming outside from the
There
house.
was a clip.
Yeah, there was a short clip actually,
Damn.
which was released, and it was taken from afar. And in that clip, basically showed that Epstein got out first, and then later on there were two girls who got out, and this guy Charles' brother actually was living with them girls, and there was even a picture of this other Charles' brother's where he was holding this girl, and that girl gave an interview afterwards about the incident which happened to her because it was not just one girl who came out in the media. There were like even other girls, two, three more girls, and they said that this one girl actually said that when he invited her over to the place. Later on, he told her that if you have any more friends with you, tell them to come over also. So
Okay.
they used to like they used to come over with the massage thingy, but then afterwards you should end up having sex with them, and that's the worst part because the worst part was that they were underage, all of them,
Right.
and there were also allegations on him that he was doing trafficking and stuff, sending like girls to UK, to different countries now. So then finally the news broke out. In the
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he did that from Florida and New York, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the next thing, it broke out when all the girls they came out, and it's a big story. It can take like I don't know 2-3 podcasts to finish this whole story, man. But in short, the girls came out in the media, and then afterwards, all of them they started claiming that this guy he had child trafficking stuff, prostitution with us, and
They
all
spoke up against him.
yeah, exactly. And I gotta salute those ladies because it takes courage actually to speak up against be it anyone, rich guy, a person like Epstein, to come up and talk in front of the media. Because the problem is that once you come out and you start saying stuff against these rich guys, your life becomes completely upside down in a way that you could be you're walking outside on the road at night, you're coming back home, you never know from any alley or any street from the corner some guy might show up and he might stab you. You can have a death threats on the phone. But these girls, they had this huge courage and they came outside and they spoke up against this dude. And
So what happened then? As far as I remember, he got sentenced to jail and he was awaiting trial. Correct?
he was sentenced. No, he was sent to a prison actually in New York, or it was a police basically station or something. But it was a high facility, like in a sense, high-end facility in terms of
Detained.
security.
Basically. He was detained.
Yeah, exactly, detained. The court sessions had started, and people were like expecting something.
Did they? I thought that the first court session was supposed to start. I mean, his trial was supposed to begin. He air quotes committed suicide before his first trial. Before his trial.
I think so. Yeah, it could be that one. I think so. Yeah, because his verdict wasn't out that yet. So, anyways, in short, yeah, even his suicidal death actually is also controversial because
they had him on suicide watch. Now, for those of you
Exactly.
who don't know, suicide watch is when you're being monitored 24/7. Okay.
Exactly.
You want to know how many hours there are in a day? There are 24 hours, and you're being monitored continuously. Okay. They had two guards on him, right, at all
Exactly.
times,
Plus
and
CCTV cameras also.
plus CCTV cameras, and there was nothing. There was nothing in his cell with which he could commit suicide.
Exactly. No sharp objects,
Yeah.
nothing at all.
Okay.
So
Just before he committed suicide, the camera stopped working.
exactly. Plus those
The
two-
guards didn't see him.
No,
commit
they
suicide.
left the post.
Yeah, they left the post, and then all of a sudden he's dead.
Exactly. You know this whole scenario.
This smells like a whole pile of bullshit to me, man.
It's fishy, man. In a sense, it smells bad. In a way that I'll give you an example. It's as I said before also to you that the ones. Spoiler alert, man. Sorry, the ones who haven't watched Daredevil Netflix series, episode 1 of season 1 of Daredevil. If you at the end of the video, you see
At the end of the first episode.
exactly. There's a guy who commits suicide, but actually it's Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, who sends his subordinates to go and kill that dude in the prison. Oh, sorry, in the cell actually. So yeah, later on in the news, it comes out that the guy had committed all this suicide, killed himself.
Just so he couldn't speak up
Exactly.
about this.
Exactly. So yeah, that's the thing. Which is
That's how the
same
shit.
thing.
That's how the shit works, man.
Yeah. So as I said before to you a few minutes back, that he was working for politicians. He was working for businessmen, and all of them were afraid that he showed up again. His name showed up again in the trial in the court. So this time they were like, this guy is yeah, like there's evidence against him in terms of people.
Okay.
So they were afraid that the names might come out. So
Okay.
being on the safe side, I feel those guys, one of them or maybe it could be a group of people, they give the order to kill this guy.
Okay.
So that's the thing. But now, in the end, anyways, the good thing is that at least when the news broke out that he passed, that he committed suicide, people were not happy about it.
I'm glad finally people didn't buy the bullshit that the media and the powers that be were selling them. Now,
Yeah.
again, to reiterate the point, we are not really heavily into conspiracy theories, but we keep an open mind, right?
Yeah.
We don't have as much of an open mind as someone like Alex Jones or David Icke, also known as the Lizard Guy. But yeah, we are skeptical about a few things, as someone should be,
Yeah.
and we like to do our research. We like to get stories from all the different angles. And in this particular case, Jeffrey Epstein's case, when I shared the news with Nabil, okay, he smelled bullshit right away.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was in the end. I'm gonna say that the good thing is that the case will still go on.
Okay.
And
Yeah, but then you lost Jeffrey Epstein, man.
no, but now the FBI is not going after his case. They have stopped the case. I know
Okay.
it sounds bad because the main guy is Epstein, but as I said before, he's just the puppet. The main guys are the ones
Yeah,
who are
but
controlling
the
him.
puppet.
Okay,
they,
he has
they
all
killed
the-
him. Let's say they supposedly killed him because the puppet knew who the strings were.
Yeah, he
attached
has
to.
all the financial books with him. Okay, I agree with you completely. But you never know. Maybe during interrogation, they might have asked him some questions. He might have picked out some names, something. So according to the FBI, they are saying that they're going to go after those people. So at least those people, those ladies who came out, at least they can have a. You can say at least they can they can believe the system. At least can do something for them. That's what I think so.
Yeah,
Because the case will continue. It is not going to stop even after his death.
let's hope justice prevails, man. I mean, this has to be one of the most fucked up, prominent cases.
Yeah,
recent-
it is indeed. It is. But I was watching all these previous cases and murders and rapes and all these kidnappings and stuff. I don't know. And plus even the school shootings. I just feel like it's a whole pattern going on. I know this might sound really kind of wicked or something crazy, but it's just I don't know. They're trying to dehumanize the population in general, because if you see in the Southeast Asian countries, or if you go to the Middle East region,
Yeah, they've dehumanized the people over
Exactly,
there. Man. People don't give a shit about someone dying.
like I heard some stuff like when I was on vacation back home, and people were saying that when the news comes out of a bomb blast and people they pass out like 3 or 4 people, so they're not surprised. The population is not surprised. Like they say that it's only 3 or 4 people. That's so less, but still, those 3 or 4 people it's they are human beings. They have life. I mean,
They had a life.
yeah. I mean, even if one person passes
living,
away,
breathing human beings, man.
yeah. Even if one person passes away, it's come on, man. It's how do you say it,
It's
man?
disheartening.
Yeah, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. So, but now people are getting used to all this stuff which is going on.
Election cycle has started. We have elections next year in the United States.
Yeah, Trump. Woo!
I mean, there's a huge conspiracy theory behind Trump winning the elections as well. Correct?
Yeah, the Russian meddling
The Russian meddling. I mean, they say they have some proof of it, right?
on Facebook.
On Facebook and other stuff.
Because there were groups being run by Russians, and it's according to them that they were rigging the votes and stuff, and they were telling people, I don't know what.
That shit is true, man. I'm not lying to you. I mean, I've worked in marketing, and I have a Facebook blueprint course, right? So a few years back, I am not even kidding. You could target people based on their income. So I did ads for a insole company. Insoles are basically things you put inside your shoes, for foot support. So it was a high-end product. Okay, so not everyone could afford it. So we had to target a very specific group of people.
Okay.
How do you do that? You basically target a couple of areas where okay, in these areas, these type of people live, right?
The posh areas, right?
Yeah, but back in the day, like I would say back in 2017 up until the first quarter of 2018, you could actually target people based on their income. So you could set the net worth, or you could set the annual salary, right, in dollars, and then you could target people. And I'm not even kidding you, man. It had a very, very, very good response rate.
It was almost accurate, can say.
Almost accurate, I would say. After that, after they had this whole, if you remember the Cambridge Analytica fiasco, what happened was Cambridge Analytica used Facebook user data, okay, and provided it provided it to political parties.
But why?
Because they could.
I mean, the reason behind
Facebook has this Facebook developer tool. So what you could do back in the day, is you could just collect data from Facebook, compile it, and then give it to, let's say, I'll give it to the Republicans. Then they'll know, okay, in this area, these type of people has these type of interests. Okay, they're of this age and all that.
You were talking about that. Mark Zuckerberg himself also said that all this data, basically pictures and videos people are uploading, are being sent to the CIA, FBI guys. I think he said it himself.
That.
Okay, I'm wrong. Maybe, but
he absolutely did not say that.
No, I mean, like there was this allegation or something on him. Some
rumors. He did testify in front of the Congress. Okay.
Okay, he did that. So,
he did that. Yeah, that happened after the Cambridge Analytica incident.
Oh.
Because just imagine, man, now some party in some country has all your personal information. So anyway,
I'm not surprised by that, because I just had a feeling back then when Facebook came out, fresh at that time. So I just had this feeling, all this information being piled up, everybody's uploading their pictures and videos and all that stuff, personal information.
Yeah, but that all changed with advertising, man. Because now you have advertisers, they want your data. They want to know what you do.
And that's scary, man. There's no privacy.
Exactly. Now just tell me this, okay? Where in Facebook do you list your income or your net worth? Nowhere.
Right? Exactly. Yeah,
so how is Facebook getting information that a certain person or a certain group of people are earning this much money?
How come, man? Seriously, I'm surprised.
Yeah, so I did some digging. I mean, I didn't really have to do digging. If you just scroll down on one of the income income statistics or numbers, okay, it would give you stats powered by Exime. It was, I think, Exime data or Exime something. I'm not talking about that company.
Okay, that's another.
Exime Telecom is different. It's a different company. They have been collecting data, believe it or not, since 1998.
The hell?
Right?
And is it legal or illegally? Any idea?
It doesn't matter. I mean,
that's against the law, man. I mean, like if you're...
It is, but they're doing it. I mean, they'll always find loopholes.
It's a proper company, registered.
Yes, it's a proper company.
I think they have the rights then, I think so.
Last decade, I think sometime in 2001 or 2002, a long time back, I would say almost 2 decades ago, I think it was the Wall Street Journal or maybe the New York Times.
Okay.
One of these, they did a cover story on Exile, okay, on their data collection practices. Okay, fast forward 15 years later, and Exile is providing all this data to Facebook and basically helping Facebook spearhead the online ad revolution. And yeah, I mean, you could easily target people based on their income. Right? You could easily target people based on their ethnicity and all these factors.
Okay, that is okay. It's still it's understandable,
Yeah.
ethnicity wise or culture wise or race wise. But as you were saying, income. Once again, make it clear for me. This company exam
Yeah.
collects information, collects data.
Yeah.
Uh, how come? How do you do that? How's the procedure or something? Have you any idea exactly?
That's the thing with shady companies, man. Like they're providing income statistics, right? Of course, it's not accurate to the dot, but it's a very good estimate, right?
Mm.
How are they doing it? Nobody knows. What technology are they using? I don't know.
Are the employees going in personally, like going to
I
companies
have
or something?
I have no clue. I have no clue about this.
I don't know. This is gonna sound crazy, but
Maybe
I think they have
now
connections
this
with-
is a conspiracy.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
Maybe they are
It's a
working
conspiracy
with
page of ours.
maybe they are working with Visa, Mastercard, American Express, PayPal,
Yeah, it's
all
possible.
these organizations, right? Maybe they're working with them, right?
That is possible, yeah. Because I think it's a connection.
Yeah, maybe they're keeping tabs on all the online spending that you do or all the spending that you do through your cards, and that's how they get an estimate of how much your worth is or how much money you're making. I think that's how it works.
And also, I think it's possible that I don't know if LinkedIn when it would start, but it's just like Facebook also. So you write your position, you write your personal information also. But yeah, so if you're mentioning the name of your company plus your working, what kind of work do you do in a company, maybe an approximate salary you can find out of a person.
That's correct.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah, you could get a ballpark estimate of what a person's salary would be. And if you remember, it was in 2016 when the U.S. general elections happened, and this is at the peak of all the fuckery happening in Facebook, right? So of course you can say, I mean, to a certain extent, Facebook did play a role in getting Trump hired, getting Trump elected.
Clear cut, man. I'm telling you. That guy, the guy himself said it that he had zero interest before joining politics of becoming the president. Of
But
this
do you
country.
think he's a puppet president?
He is completely. He is. His sponsors are the one who is telling him all the orders what to do.
Yeah, but then they've been the same sponsors for Barack Obama. They've been the same sponsors for I would say every president out there.
Obviously, it's obvious. Okay, even
The
Obama.
Koch brothers, for example, the Koch brothers are always sponsoring all the candidates, right? Because they have a personal stake in who gets hired. Why? Because the Koch brothers are heavily involved in the automobile industry. They're involved in the oil and gas field, yeah, and they're involved in the public. They're involved in many other industries, man. So, of course,
guns.
Yeah, they're involved in healthcare as well. So, yeah, they have a personal stake in who gets elected. And they're not the only ones, man. There are many other lobbyists. A lobbyist is someone who is
So
funding.
basically, it's a group of people actually.
Again, yeah, it comes
electoral
back.
college.
Electoral college is something different.
It's
But
different, or isn't it the same? It's like a collection of people or something who at the end of the day they vote. They bring the guy.
Yeah, they bring the guy. Yeah, that's correct. But
aren't they?
a lobbyist is a little different. A lobbyist is someone who is lobbying for UK. So what they're doing is they're providing the financial backing you need, to win the elections, to put advertisements on newspapers, on TVs. And yeah, I mean, if you have the lobbyists by your side, you have a very good case of winning the elections.
Exactly. Especially if you watch Trump's televised debate sessions.
Yeah.
And during those sessions, if you see the guy is like, he always like says, "I have a plan. I have a plan."
He has no plan.
Exactly. He didn't say what kind of plans was he going for, education wise, health wise.
Just build a wall.
Exactly. He only had the one factor which he used to say was, I'm gonna put all these people behind the wall. I'm not gonna bring them over here, on this side of this country." So okay, which he kept his promise. kind of he's on that thing, but other factors, other departments, he isn't going that well. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. And in the beginning of his term, guy was making a mess of the whole scenario in terms of the image of the country was going down because he was having meetings with the European leaders and politicians and stuff. And even during those conversations and meetings, the guy was clueless. His body expressions, his way of speaking and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he actually has no idea how this works, and he got elected.
This is the fantastic thing about it's like you must have heard about this. Kanye West is also getting heavily involved in this stuff. He's beating Trump, and there are news and allegations not allegations, there are rumors actually that this he's waiting for the Trump to finish his second term. If Trump wins again, and then afterwards he's gonna step up and become the next president, or he's gonna get involved in the elections.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's like,
I mean, he's not involved in this election cycle, and he hasn't
done anything. No campaigning, nothing.
No, he hasn't done anything in the past year, I would say.
Exactly, nothing right now. But it's just like if you have seen in the news or not, that he is getting heavily involved in terms of meetings with Trump in his Trump Tower. It's in New York or someplace over there. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that an unexpected person might show up. Obviously, these unexpected people are also rich people, rich businessmen, and then they are told, okay, we're going to push you up to be the next president of the country, to be the next big thing, and then once you win, you're going to be helping us out.
Right.
So
yeah, that's how the relationship works with lobbyists. They give you the money, then they want policies and bills and laws that favor them. Yeah, that favor them. Not tax. There's no law for tax evasion. But
tax haven.
There are laws that provide the rich tax relief. So, God bless America, man. Let's see what's going to happen in this election cycle.
Thanks for listening. We hope you liked the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You won't regret it. 2 aliens, out.